Namaste, Pranam, Gita Dhyanam. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitam Vritavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambatva Manusandadhami Bhagavad Gite Bhavadveshinim. Oh Bhagavad Gita, with which Lord Narayana himself gave enlightenment to Partha. The ancient sage Vyasa included it in the Mahabharata. O goddess, showerer of the nectar like knowledge of non-dualism contained in your 18 chapters. O my affectionate mother, destroyer of rebirth, I meditate upon thee. Krishna Vandana. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansa Chanura Mardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Son of Vasudeva, the slayer of Kansa and Chanur, extreme delight for Mother Devaki, O Lord Krishna, the supreme teacher of the universe, my salutations to you. Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the 14th Adhyaya of Traya Vibhag Yoga, and Sri Krishna is so calmly, so patiently explaining to us all the intricacies of our coming into existence, the creation coming into existence, and Sri Krishna telling us that I am giving you this knowledge, which is the supreme most knowledge among all the knowledges. Having assimilated this knowledge, having grasped whatever I am going to share with you, you will cross over the ocean of birth and death. You will cross over this cycle of birth and death. And that assurance Sri Krishna has given. Having given that assurance that those who have understood this, they have perfected themselves, they have got the enlightenment, they have got liberation from this cycle. And Sri Krishna said, you also can do it. You also can do it to get rid of this cycle of birth and death. That you will not be born again. You will not be born again. You will never undergo the pangs of destruction. You will never undergo the troubles, the pathetic experiences of dissolution, of destruction, of death. Now, having talked about the birth and death aspect, Sri Krishna has also explained to us that how this whole thing of birth and death comes into effect, how the birth comes into effect, and whether it is birth of a single person or single being or this entire creation. Sri Krishna has revealed that secret to us in the third shloka that we read earlier. Sri Krishna told that this coming into existence of this creation is, now for anything to come into existence, for anything to take birth, two aspects are required: the feminine aspect and the male aspect. The female aspect, the male aspect. The male aspect to provide the seed, the germ, the sperm. And the female aspect to receive that germ in her womb and make that tiny germ grow inside her womb and finally give birth. This is what happens at the phenomenal level as well as at the macrocosmic level. And Sri Krishna says, which are these male and female principles for the birth of this entire creation, for the birth of all the beings? Sri Krishna told us that mahadyonirahaṃ Brahma. My yoni, my womb is this Prakriti. Now, Sri Krishna is not saying that Prakriti is something different from me. Sri Krishna is referring, he is also not shunning away the responsibility of his role in the birth of this creation. The yoni also belongs to Sri Krishna, but Sri Krishna says, when it comes to yoni, mama yoni mahad brahma. My yoni is the Prakriti, the mahad brahma, that is my yoni. And tasmin garbham dadami aham. Aham dadami garbham tasmin. I place the seed, I place the germ in the womb of that Prakriti. So, I am the mother in the form of Prakriti, carrying the sperm, carrying the germ, carrying the seed provided by me, which is placed by me in the womb of Prakriti. Sambhavaḥ sarvabhūtānaṃ tato bhavati bharata. And with that, all the beings, sarvabhūtānaṃ, whether chara, achara, whether sthavara, jangama, moving, non-moving, whatever is there in this creation, sarvabhūtānaṃ bhavati, sambhavaḥ. The birth of all the beings takes place because of that, O Bharata. Now see how intelligently Sri Krishna has addressed Arjuna as Bharata, indicating that Arjuna is part of this huge creation. And the same term, almost similar, Bharatarshava, he had used when he had quoted the same process of how the beings come into existence by the union of Kshetra Kshetrajna in the 26th Shloka of the 13th Adhyaya. He had addressed Arjuna as Bharata, Bharatarshava, and here he is addressing Arjuna as Bharata, indicating that Arjuna is very much part and parcel of this huge, gigantic creation. And therefore, whatever stands true for creation stands true for Arjuna also. And that point, Sri Krishna is further elaborating in the 4th verse that we are going to read today. Sri Krishna says, sarvayoniṣu Kaunteya mūrtayaḥ sambhavanti tāsāṃ Brahma mahadyonirahaṃ bījapradaḥ pitā. Now here Sri Krishna is addressing Arjuna as Kaunteya, indicating to him that he is the son of Kunti. Arjuna as this being, he has come from the womb of Kunti. So here Sri Krishna tells him that sarvayoniṣu mūrtayaḥ sambhavanti yaha. From whatever forms are produced in whichever womb. Like you are produced, you got birth from the womb of Kunti, O Kaunteya. Whichever form takes birth from whichever yoni, from whichever mother for that matter, womb of whichever mother. Tāsāṃ Brahma mahadyonihaṃ. The womb of Prakriti is the womb of all. Even the womb for all these mothers who are going to further carry the little ones in their womb. The Prakriti is the mahadyoni. The Mahad Brahma is the mahadyoni. Tāsāṃ Brahma mahadyonihi aham bījapradaḥ pitā. And I am the seed giver father of this entire creation. Look at this confession that Sri Krishna is giving to Arjuna. That I am the father of this entire creation. I am the one who is placing the seed. Bījapradaḥ. I am the giver of the seed to this mahadyoni of Prakriti for the creation of this entire creation, for the birth of this entire creation. Such a powerful statement that Sri Krishna has given. I am the father. I am the father, Prakriti is the mother. For all the beings, for all the forms, right from single cellular to a gigantic animal, whether plant kingdom, whether animal kingdom, whether the unicellular, whether moving, non-moving, they all come from a womb. Like, oh Kaunteya, you have come from the womb of Kunti. But remember, even all the wombs, they come from the womb of mahadyoni. They all come from Prakriti. And who brings forth all these? I, the father. I place the seed. I place the seed in the womb of Prakriti, and therefore this whole creation comes into existence. Whatever forms are produced, O Kaunteya, in any wombs whatsoever, the great Brahman, the Mahad Brahman, the Prakriti is their womb. And I, the seed-giving father. The worms of Prakriti are infinitely graded, providing scope of all the types of beings to sprout forth. So, the womb of Kunti was for Kaunteya. And similarly, the wombs of all the mothers are for their respective offsprings, to the little ones whom they are going to give birth. And where is the origin for all these phenomenal wombs? The origin of these phenomenal worms is the mahadyoni, the Brahma yoni. And who is the father? Krishna says, I am the seed-giving father. Now, so many different types of beings are there in this creation. The celestials are there, the demigods are there, the human beings are there, beasts and animals are there, birds, insects, plants, the moving and non-moving. Now, all these they have their suitable wombs to take birth and thrive. Each and every species, each and every being for that matter, unicellular or multicellular, whether any kingdom for that matter, plant kingdom, animal kingdom, or even the celestial kingdom for that matter, the celestial beings, they all have their own source of birth. Each and every being has its own source of birth, its own mother, its own father. But Sri Krishna says, although that might be at the phenomenal level, in reality, everything gets produced from that mahadyoni of the Prakriti. And who gives the seed? Krishna says, I am that father. He has taken the entire responsibility. He says, I am the father of this entire creation. Prakriti is the cosmic mother of this entire creation. And with this union of me placing the seed in the womb of Prakriti, which again is me, this whole thing comes into existence. And since the whole thing has come into existence, again, Sri Krishna is trying to tell us that you all guys, you're not different from me, you are not distinct from me. You're all part and parcel of me. I am the father of all you people, of all the beings in the creation. I am the father. And he is taking that responsibility. He's clearly telling. So this entire creation has got one mother, Prakriti, which is again very much, it is not distinct from father. The Purusha and Prakriti, they are not different for that matter. These are only the feminine aspect of that one entity and the male aspect of that entity, which is producing this, through their union, this whole creation is coming into existence. So we all have the same origin. Wherever we are, whichever birth we are all carrying the same lineage for that matter. Maybe in this particular birth, our father, mother, they're all different. But who is their source? Ultimately, it ends up, Sri Krishna says, with Prakriti being the mother, the Mahadyoni being the mother, and I being the father of this entire creation. Now, if that is the thing, why don't we remember it? If that is the thing, why we feel ourselves to be so away from our real mother and real father? Why we feel lost in this bhul bhulaiya, in this the path of this creation, this intricate path of the creation? Why do we feel lost? Why can't we identify ourselves with that Mahadyoni as our mother? Why can't we identify ourselves with that Parabrahman, Paramatman, the Lord, as our father? That Sri Krishna will tell us in the next shloka. And that from the fifth shloka, the real description of the real culprits which bind us to this materialistic world, which bind us to this phenomenal world, which trap us, which create illusion that we belong to this world and not the real world. That Sri Krishna is going to tell us from the fifth shloka onwards. Till then, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Sri Krishna Arpanamastu. Jai Sri Ram Krishna. Jai Thakur. Jai Ma. Jai Swamiji.